Hello, parents. My name is Greg Ritchie, and I'm a National Curriculum Specialist for McGraw-Hill, specifically focusing on K-5 social studies. In the next few minutes, I'd like to give you a few tips and ideas about how to use Impact Online from home without having access to it at school. As you know, Impact K-5 Social Studies is a complete curriculum and set of resources for students from grades K through 5. Some of the content exists in print books, but a lot of it lives online as well. So that's what I'd like to walk you through. The first thing that I'd like to show you is that you can access this content whether your student has their own unique username and password right now. If they do have their own unique username and password, I encourage you and your student to log on and access their own content themselves. If not, you can use this demo username and password that I've provided right here for you. You'll go to the website my.mheducation.com, and then when it asks for your username, you'll put in Impact Student, all one word, and then you'll put in the password MHE2020 Social, again, all one word, and all using lowercase characters. Here you can see that I've already gone to the site my.mheducation.com. I've entered the username Impact Student, and I've entered the password that I referenced a minute ago. I'm then going to click Log On, and that will take me right here to what we call a book bag page. You can see that each grade is listed here, grades K through 5, as well as a completely parallel Spanish course, which we call Impacto Estudios Sociales. So simply click on the icon that most matches what you want to go to. But for now, let me just go into, for instance, grade 1. When I go into this particular account, it may take me to a place that I was last left, to a page that I was last looking at. Now keep in mind, the account that I'm looking at right now is a demo account that a lot of people can access, and so it might shift around depending on who's looking at it. At any time though, when you log onto this page, I would suggest clicking the button that says Home, because it takes you to our dashboard. And from the dashboard, there's a couple things that I think could be very valuable as you're working with your students and your children from home. And that's right here where it says ebook. An ebook is simply an electronic book version of a print book that your student may have at school. The one that I might direct you to and encourage you to use during this time where you may not be at school and your students may not be at school and have access to these print books is this one right here. It's called the Impact Explorer magazine. If I go ahead and click on it, it brings up a pop-up window or an overlay window. I'm going to answer this prompt right here. Would you like to navigate to your last known location? Okay, doesn't really matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is because wherever it takes me, the first thing I want to show you is by clicking on the table of contents over here, I can navigate to any part of the book. And if nothing else, take some time right now while you have your children at home or wherever they might be, take some time to look through here. Click these arrows. You'll see that they navigate. They drop down, they collapse, they expand, and then it takes you to different things right here, different articles and stories that will extend and elevate your children's learning about different ideas and topics about social studies, both locally and abroad, making it more accessible for every one of your children. One little tip, when you go in here, if you want to zoom in and make this bigger, first click this button right here, this icon that says switch to album mode. When I do that, it brings up just one page, and then I can zoom in and I can read that page a little bit better. All right, so that's just a little tip there. Now, anytime you want to pop that out into its own tab, like this right here, I can actually pop that entire Explorer magazine ebook into its own tab. And then when I go back to this first tab right here, I can then see where I was. I can close out of that pop-up, and now I'm back to my dashboard page. But over here in the second tab, you can see I still have my Explorer magazine open. That might give the opportunity for me to open up the Research Companion. This is a more in-depth, comprehensive resource that we've provided for students to really understand content knowledge around social studies for their particular grade. So you might go ahead and open up that too. Another idea that I might suggest to you, open up Impact News. If I click this right here, it's going to take me to a current events website. This is curated content that we, McGraw-Hill, updates on the first day of every single month. Content that's connected to ideas that we should just be aware of at this particular time of the year, what's going on with this time of year, and as well as current events. You can see right here, there's an article that's called Health Emergency. This might be a nice prompt and a way for you to enter into a conversation with your children about what's going on right here. Here we're learning about a man that actually works at the CDC. So taking ideas and things that we hear about on the news and making it relevant and accessible for your children. That's what we're wanting to know right here. So spend some time with this Impact News Current Events website. You can always click on Archives, and you can search through past months. We've had this up for many years now. You can search through past months, or if you have an idea, if you have a topic in mind and you're wondering, gosh, I wonder if that McGraw-Hill Impact News has an idea or a story around a particular topic or a person, you can always type that into the search bar as well. We've tried to put all of the articles into Spanish as well with an authentic Spanish translation. That's certainly something we've been doing now for several months, but we're also going back to make sure that all of the ones in the past are archived as well. Again, making it more accessible for all of our students. All right, so I'm gonna go back here because now I have this tab still open. And from here, I'm gonna go back to this icon right here. And from that McGraw-Hill icon, I would encourage you to really check out some of these fun little partnerships that we have down here at the bottom called Mount Vernon. And each one focuses on a different thing or a different topic with George Washington. This is content that was created by them, and then they've partnered with us to put it into this digital platform. Just go ahead and click around on it. Click on Launch Presentation. As you'll see, the content is broken down into these ideas of engaging your children, allowing them to then investigate, and then also doing something or reporting on what they've learned about. So you can click on these little buttons right here, and they expand, and there's focus questions, and just some different ideas for things that you could be doing with your students. All right, I hope this has been helpful. We may provide more ideas in the future, but if nothing else, there's a few places that you can start really making an impact with your students as they learn from home and spend time with you from home away from their general classroom. We wish you all the best, and thank you so much for taking this time.